What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Back again, another episode of the Khaos List. Got episode number 20 in the house. And got the regular guests here. Got Mr. Danny Green, Mr. Chris Knight, and the first time on the show, the Austinator. Say what's up to the people, Austinator.
Whoa. I ain't no punk-ass Danny Green. That's your boy from the Spurs. My name is Danny Graham.
Did I say Green?
Right. You said Green.
You did.
Oh, my gosh. My bad, bro. Danny, but Green's on the Lakers now. He's still a punk ass?
Yep. he sort of as a Spur.
It's okay. Got us a couple championships, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I should go switch to my Spurs hat right now just to piss you off. Well, my bad, Mr. Danny Graham. I am sorry for calling you Green. I don't know why I said Green today, but it is what it is. So as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Austinator, tell the people where they can find you, friend.
Sure. Well, what's up, people in the chat? You guys can find me on Twitter at theaustinator17. Sometimes I like, sometimes I retweet, sometimes I post. You never know what you get over there. Also, you guys can find me on Discord at The Austinator, and you guys can find me on YouTube at The Austinator, where I'm trying to reach my goal of 50 subscribers. I'm at 49 right now. So if you guys haven't subscribed over there yet, go ahead and do so.
Yes, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we can get him to 100 subscribers. Mr. Danny Graham, tell the people where they can find you, please, sir.
You can find me every Monday night. Last night on the Chaotic Conversation. On Tuesday night, see with Anzo and Chris on the Khaos List. Later on in the week, you can find me Saturday nights with Square One, along with Anzo. Damn, I forgot other people's name. Diesel and Min Diesel. And sometimes whatever our special guest may be. And then Sundays, you can find me again on the Rule of Three with these two guys, Chris and Anzo. Then later on, 2 hours later, it'll be me, John, Terrence, and Anzo with Equilibrium. So trying to stay busy. So if you can't watch all the shows, at least pick one and watch and support us. We definitely need it, support, and appreciate it.
Excellent. And please subscribe to our channels. Watch some of Danny's channels because he's right there. He's on the verge. So let's get this guy monetized. And Mr. Chris Knight, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, you can find me on the Real Review 3000 and on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Chris Knight 5150. Lots of places. I'm on a ton of different streams. I stream about 5 to 6 days a week, doing my own videos, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to get 3,000 subscribers. I'm currently like 80 some odd away from that. So if you guys could do me a big favor, if you are not yet subscribed to me, please go and subscribe. Also, if you're watching this on Khaos Central, or if you haven't gone over to Khaos Central's YouTube channel, please go over there and subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to this guy above me. Yeah, he like some subscribers too. So you're at 109. Let's get him up to 150 here before the end of this week. How about that, guys?
No, that would be great. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm humble. I'm happy for the ones I have now.
Well, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Never change.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Sure.
Austinator,
Yeah.
do you know Ninjoid?
Yes.
Y'all sound a lot alike.
No, we're not. Well, I mean, we may sound alike, but we have different thoughts.
Oh. Uh-oh. Call them out.
Oh, yeah, they go at it when it comes to Star Wars. They go at it.
For sure.
They go at it. You know?
Sure.
Man, that voice sounds familiar.
Well, I'm glad you guys all came to the show. I much appreciate it. Danny, you escaped another one. I just can't get a honorable mention in my mind right now, man. So,
Well, let's see here. Let me see if I can come up with one.
Phantom Zone. If he come out with something, Phantom Zone his ass.
So
I actually want to hear what he has to say.
So we already got the 10-hour stream he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I say we force him to watch every Spurs championship game until he admits the Spurs are the better team.
I'll watch it, but I sure want to never admit it. You see that clip I sent you?
Which one?
With Michael Jordan, they asked Michael Jordan in a game-winning situation, who's going to take the last shot?
No, I didn't see that one.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, I'm sure you will.
The answer was awesome.
The answer was what? Him, right? Except
he was
there
like,
were
"What?" He was like, "What the fuck? What do you think?"
Well, except there was a few times he didn't take that last shot.
It's true.
Gave it to Steve Kerr. Gave it to John Paxton. I'm just saying, it's the right basketball play. He made the right basketball play. You know what I mean? So, but yeah,
Where'd that go?
I had one.
I'll dig it up.
Actually, I think I did have one, and I just lost it. Chris made me lose my train of thought.
Oh, come on. You can't blame me for that.
Yeah,
I guess you can blame me for anything. I mean,
I have no choice, right? Because
I
I know we were on there talking about Jake Lloyd yesterday, and because I was winning that conversation, you ran and never came back. You know,
I had to go do some stuff. Family emergency. Now
I
listen.
get it.
Here's the other thing you got to remember. You're talking about over 24 years worth of articles I have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the one you're talking about, they even mention that Jake Lloyd was not the better option.
But he was still the number one choice.
No, listen, he was the choice they went with.
He was the number one choice.
Actually, that was George Lucas's decision over the suggestion.
I'm just saying it was the number one choice. And when you have that information, you can send it to me. Just like I'm still waiting for the information on the Great Jedi.
How about this? You come work my job for me and give me like 4 weeks off, and I'll find all your information for you.
No, I don't need to do that. But I mean,
yeah, you do, because
you were up at like 2:00 in the morning the other night. You know what I mean? So if you really want, it doesn't take that long to read.
I could do that, but then again, I'm also doing other stuff on my channel and stuff. See, like I have things I have to get done.
I'm just saying it doesn't take that long.
Because I don't really care one way or another if I'm right or if I'm wrong. It's not the point. The point is that it's an opinion. So at least the Great Jedi one is an opinion. So.
Mm-hmm. And you're wrong, but we'll leave it at that.
Oh, no. There's no such thing as me being wrong. It's never happened. So.
Oh, really? Did you hear that, Donnie?
Yeah, I heard that.
I didn't think he would. He probably doesn't listen to me enough to say that.
I heard exactly what he's saying, and I'm like, if I'm going to be in an argument, I'm damn sure going to try to be right.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
Well, that's the thing. I will do whatever I can to be the one that's right. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it, though.
I hear enough to that. Serious talk. I hear what you're saying about that Great Jedi, bro. I went back and looked. There ain't no mention of it.
There isn't, but I still remember seeing something about it. So that's, like I said.
I'm talking about if you watch Rebels, I went back that same night that Robert had a conniption.
Well, not
and I watched.
Not necessarily in Rebels.
In Rebels, there's no mention of it.
I think it was Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, there's like one mention of it, and I want to say
Clone Wars didn't have the Bendu. That was Rebels. I watched both of them.
Oh, okay.
Rebels had Bendu. Bendu is this creature. He says, "I'm not either the dark or the light. I'm in between."
Yeah, but
thing about gray.
It wasn't just that. Like I said, I think but that's the one everybody wants to mention. I do believe it's in Clone Wars, though. But I had to go, like I said, I had to go back and I had to look, and I had to actually watch all these damn episodes and shit. And that's a long, drawn-out process. Because how many seasons of Clone Wars has there been now?
7.
7, and each one of them had how many episodes?
The last one only had about 10. I think 12.
But maybe like
I know it's not in the last one, so it's
well, whenever you got the time, brother, I am here. You know what I mean? You can holler at me. I mean, it's been almost 6 months already.
Listen, you can trust that if I find it, you're going to hear about it. If I don't find it, you'll never hear. I'm just kidding. No. I mean, if I can't find it, I'll just eventually come out and say, yeah, I can't find it.
Okay.
But like I said, I can't remember. It was in one of the many different things I've watched about this stuff, and not based off of people's opinion, but based off of the actual clips of different shows that Star Wars has had. So I'll figure it out. Let's get on with this process with topic 1. Come on.
Let's do that, and we will talk about it another time, my friend, because I'm never going to drop it until I get that information.
Hey, listen, I brought it up. I brought it out there. You don't have to drop it. You don't have to drop it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's talk about this. I want to see this thing Deshaun we can talk about. I ain't never heard of that before.
What he say?
It was confirmed a couple days or week ago, somewhere around there.
Really?
That Spider-Man wanted to be bisexual. Andrew Garfield pictured being bisexual and fall for a male MJ.
Played by Michael B. Jordan?
I'm glad.
I think this is fake. I think this has to be fake.
I hope it is.
Oh, if it is, Andrew Garfield is no longer my favorite Spider-Man.
There's the
Oh, wow.
we were looking for it.
So who you going with now? Toby? Say Toby.
I don't know. I might just be no vote.
Toby. Say Toby.
No contest. Whenever they ask, I'm like, if that's true, I got to research that.
I will definitely research that too as well. So now with the first topic, consultant says they're holding craft not made on this earth. A former UFO task force consultant says the United States government is holding alien craft not made on this earth. Astrophysiologist, whatever, and astrophysicist and Pentagon contractor Eric W. Davis says he gave a classified briefing to the Defense Department agency earlier this year in regards to off-world vehicles not made on this earth. All seems to prove that UFO whistleblower Bob Lazar has been telling the truth this whole time. Do you believe that the United States government has UFOs in their possession? Guys, started out. Whoever wants to go, I'll
start over. Unless you want to go out, Snyder.
All right, I'll go first. Part of me, I really hope it's true, but another part of me is like, oh, please let it be fake. Because the reason why I hope it's fake is because if this is true, aliens are probably going to come back down and try and find the UFO, and they're going to try, and we are not at 100% right now as a country. And if they come down, it's over. We're done. We're going to be enslaved by the aliens. They're gonna, make us. They're going to conquer the entire world. Civilizations are going to fall. But on the other hand, if this is true, it's a UFO. I mean, it'll be cool. But
yes.
He might need it. So,
well, okay, so similar idea here in a sense.
Was he finished?
I don't.
Oh no, he came back. So you want to finish up, Austin?
Yeah, but but it's like a UFO. It's like it's cool. Like they can use that to create like new technology. Like maybe they can use it to make flying. I don't know, like a hoverboard. They can use some of the technology to make a hoverboard and do other stuff like that. But if it's real, again, aliens are real, and that scares me because that means the aliens are going to come here with their technology and we'll be vaporized with their vaporizing rays. So I don't want.
If they have UFOs, they've already been here.
Yeah, so do I think that there's some kernel of truth to this? Possibly. I've always been under the belief that chances are that, well, not chances are, without a doubt, we're not the only ones in the universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Chances are that one of those civilizations is much more advanced than we are and can do this. So I believe that there's a good chance that we've been visited. And I do believe that, like anything else, you drive a car down the highway, it's not a matter of if you crash, it's just when you crash. Yes, there's the small majority of people, I think, who've never had an accident, never been touched by another car when they're driving a car, whatever. But the possibility that one gets crashed is always high, eventually. So I say it's possible the same thing would happen with a UFO. UFO crashes. Of course, if it happens in the United States and it happened within the past 75 years, we would have found a way to get it someplace and do whatever we could to get in it. And so these stories aren't so far-fetched to me. The problem is I don't buy the fact that these people are able to leak this knowledge so much that nothing happens to these people. if you've listened to anything about Area 51, Groom Lake, any of that, the people that they do talk to are very tight-lipped. They just say, well, there's things there, and we're not allowed to talk about it. In fact, most of the time, you don't even know the people who work there. And so they keep it very tight-lipped. Now, these people that are out there that leak this stuff, it's for one of several reasons. One, they're not believable enough. And the people who, if this is true, are trying to hide this from people, they just don't think that they're going to be able to be. They're just going to look at it and go like, nobody's going to believe them. And if we don't say anything and nobody else does anything, then nobody's going to believe it. When you got one person every 10 years or 15 years that actually comes out and says this type of thing, one person and nobody else, there's no corroboration, there's no nothing. So they can just kind of deny it without denying it. I just think that if this is true, it's cool. It would make a lot of sense because of a lot of the stuff we've got. If you ask anybody who watches Star Trek, we say, well, look, since Star Trek started, we have cell phones now. We have things that scan the human body. We've got all this stuff. Well, that would make an explanation for why that we jumped so quickly in technology within such a short amount of time. And that technology still to this day jumps and jumps and jumps. It's because if we had something like a UFO, we would reverse engineer and then do the best we could to replicate it with what we have in the United States or in the world at this moment. And as the years go by and we figure out how to perfect it better and make it smaller, we're able to do that. We have to figure out the way, and that would be how they would do it. That's how you do those things. So it would make sense that this is true.
Gotcha. Danny?
It's just, yeah.
This is going to be an argument if you believe in religion and if you believe in science. If you believe in religion, then, which I do, I don't see how God would make one group of beings so much smarter and dominant than the other ones. Because Osnader was saying that they're going to come here and evaporate us. All he got his information from saying that is on stuff that was made up. If no one's ever seen an alien, then we just going by what came out of somebody's mind. And I just think it's kind of crazy if you believe in religion and you believe in the Bible and we were made in God's image, then why would he make something that's so much more superior than us that could kill us, so much smarter, so much technologically advanced than us? I mean, I don't know. That's just a question I'm going to leave there, food for thought. The assumptions that are being made is based on stuff that the human mind has created, like 4th of July, Independence Day, Star Trek, Star Wars, all this kind of stuff. People are quick to jump to say that they're going to make something to kill us, but if I remember Star Trek correctly, there's a lot of medical advances. I don't think the death rate is high as it is now. So why are we making all these weapons instead of making something like to cure cancer or cure these different diseases and stuff? So I think the same way they got these ships that got all this stuff, I'm pretty sure just like Predator, they got medical stuff they can reverse engineer and improve upon as well. I haven't seen nothing that's just making me say, damn, that's Star Trek right there. Cell phone is nice, but it ain't Star Trek. I start seeing these flying cars and we start going to space on a regular basis and we going to the moon and back like it's a trip to California or whatever. And I'll be like, yeah, they found something, they're reverse engineering it. But we're not here at that point yet that I can see. So if there is, they have not cracked the code on how to reverse engineer that sucker and really made it truly Star Wars or Star Trek, in my opinion.
Well, I will say this, that Bob Lazar guy, he seems like he's legit, man. If you listen to him, he knows his shit.
See, that's what I was trying to say, Danny. Maybe I didn't say it well enough. You can only reverse engineer something to a point that you can make it. If we can't make it yet because we don't have that integral part or something that can fill in for that integral part, you're going to do what you can. That's why I said the cell phone has gone from this brick with this huge battery that sat in between your car seat to this in how many years? 30? In 30 years? That's crazy if you think about it. That's because as time went on, they're like, oh wait, look, they made this little communication device. Let's say they found a communication device on the UFO, and it's this big, just this little square that they like put on their ear or something, or that is a neurostimulator inside their head or something. So I've always said that eventually, as we learn the brain better, they're going to end up having something that you can either snap onto your forehead or something that inputs into your brain that allows you to just think, I want to talk to this person, and it connects you. If they can't make it yet, they're going to keep working on it. That's why we get certain things that you don't have, that you can't find right now. So like we had flat screen TVs that were all the rage, and then they made them thinner and they made them brighter colors and all this other stuff. I just think that would be because once we see it, and if this is true, once they have it in hand, they're going to work out everything they can to make it happen. And until that, I mean, because put it this way, they actually have a way of doing what is called a cloaking device. The problem is power. 2, it's large magnets that have to work, and it's not truthfully cloaking anything. It just hides it from vision. Mm-hmm. And that 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when they first started talking about it, was theoretics. Well, where did that come from? Yeah, everybody wants to say Star Trek, but who's to say that Gene Roddenberry wasn't talking to somebody like these guys who let this out of the bag and said, "God, hey, I'm just going to let you know that we've got something, and I'm going to kind of give you some ideas of what you could put in your show, and we're working on it though." And people are going to think you're an innovator, and nobody's going to think about it because everybody's going, "Oh, they got it from Star Trek. They got it from Star Trek." What if he got it from somebody else?
Because
go ahead.
Remember when Enemy of the State came out? There was a lot of shit in that movie that we did not have. Then after that, boom.
Think about Tom Clancy novels. Everybody wanted to know, how did Tom Clancy know all about this stuff so intricately? He even admitted at times, he's like, I have a source. Because, I mean, like, for instance, when he did, was it Clear and Present Danger? Uh-huh. Or was it the second one? Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger. Okay, so the third one, I think, Clear and Present Danger, was kind of like about the war that we had, I think, with the drug lords. I can't remember if those Patriot Games or Clear and Present. I don't remember. I think it's Clear and Present. Anyways, and now that all that information's out about our involvement in the drug wars down in Colombia and other places, it's like now you read that book and you're like, how did he know about this before all this information's out? Because it almost reads like a play-by-play about what really happened. And so, I like I said, I can see the truth behind this. I can see that this is possible. I'm not saying it absolutely is. It would be cool, and it would explain a lot about our technological advances in the past 30 years.
Well, The Simpsons predicted a lot of the shit that is happening, man.
There's that too.
A lot. Like, it's not just one or two. No, it's a lot. It's Donald Trump. It's the virus. Even Kobe. There was a Kobe thing. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, they have predicted so much stuff, bro.
Now, makes you wonder. The prediction. Now, if the aliens from The Simpsons, if that's confirmed, like if those are the designs of the aliens that we get, I'd be like, man, The Simpsons. Who went back and who used a time travel machine? Because they're clearly thinking of something here.
Well, they've seemed to got a lot of information right, like really and truly, and it shocks me. You know, there's one where Donald Trump is going down an escalator, and that if he like waving to the people, they have that exact same picture, man. Like exact same the way it happened in The Simpsons, exact same way it happened in real life. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I believe that aliens do exist. Listen, when the Pope has finally come out and said that it's theoretically impossible to believe that there is no such thing as another intelligent life form in the universe.
I agree.
Now, Catholics would never have admitted that until it just basically came down to the point that it's an impossibility. Now, are they smart like us? Do they look like us? Are they, there's all sorts of other questions that go with that. And I've always stated that, yes, the Bible states that we were created in God's image. That doesn't mean that he didn't create other life forms, other places that aren't in his image.
Mm.
It doesn't disprove God. It just says that there's a lot of other stuff that we have to think about, I guess. I mean, and again,
the universe is infinite. There is
Yeah.
no way we are the only living, intelligent people in the whole universe. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. We could have there could be another Earth in another universe with humans as well, just like us. You know, so we don't know none of that. We don't know.
Man, aliens are a really weird topic because you don't. Again, like I'll kind of piggyback off what Danny said is that we don't know if they're real.
Mhm.
Now, we don't know if aliens are friendly. We don't know if aliens will be scary and aggressive. Like, if I really hope that the aliens that do come down are like the aliens from The Simpsons. Not evil, though. They're just, hey, look, we're here to help you out. But if it's an alien like the alien in the Alien movies, then I'm like, nope, I'm out.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. So now we'll go to the next topic, which is topic number 2. Chucky will drop tons of F-bombs. Why are you shaking your head, Danny? Please tell me you're a fan of Chucky.
The first one, the second one was all right, but
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because this is going off of the original ones, right? So
that's something I outgrew.
really, you couldn't watch the first ones again?
I don't have no desire to watch them.
Whatever. You won't watch Blank Man either, so I know about your taste.
You are absolutely correct.
Okay, so Charles Lee Ray is only going to have to clean up his act just a little bit for this transition to the small screen. As Chucky showrunner Don Mancini has confirmed, the titular killer doll will be dropping several F-bombs in every episode. When Nick and I set up Chucky at Sci-Fi, one of the first things we had to make sure was that Chucky could drop his F-bombs because it's such an integral part of his character. It would just seem wrong if he couldn't, explains Chucky's executive producer Nick Anatoska. Are you excited for a movie-accurate Chucky? Go ahead, Chris. Start it off.
I am. I mean, I like this still to this day. I like some of the later additions to the movie series. While maybe not as good, I don't know. I laugh at a lot of these horror films because, I mean, the first one I laughed during most of it because I just thought it's so outrageously funny if you think about the premise.
Mm-hmm.
And while creepy, while gory, it's cool. I like it. And as long as I don't know if this is actually on Sci-Fi, not streaming on like their thing, I'll be surprised. But I mean, I'm okay with after like 10 o'clock at night, these channels, and there's several of them that do it. Comedy Central does it like after midnight and stuff. They let these things go. They show full, unedited, comedy shows and movies and stuff. I'm fine with that. I think that if it's on cable and it's after a certain time of night, they should allow the movie accurate, in this case, characters to be shown. And that is Chucky. Chucky's going to drop the F-bomb multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not going to do that, I don't think you're going to give the character its due diligence.
I agree.
And so, that sounds good that they're even mentioning, yes, he's going to be allowed to. And I think they're doing that because, like I said, it's expected. So by mentioning, hey, yeah, we're going to, that's just them saying we're gonna honor this character and what this character is. So that's a good start.
Mm-hmm. And you, Austinator?
So I want to start off by saying I could never get into Chucky.
Ooh.
Now, it's mainly because dolls unsettle me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with clowns, like I can't get into it because clowns also unsettle me.
You got 2 thumbs up by Danny on that one.
And just like I just can never get into it. Now, with this new Chucky show. Why? Like we just got the remake a year ago. Like, do we really need another thing Chucky related this soon?
Well, the Chucky movie, to me, I think they should just erase that. You know what I mean? There was
New one
yeah,
with Mark Hamill.
yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen it, but I love his voice. His voice is perfect for it.
I was like, it was okay. You know, there were some nice kills in it, but I didn't like what they did with Chucky.
And with this, like, for it to be a movie accurate, Chucky with the F-bombs and such, again, I'm okay with that. It just again, I can't just get into it, so I'm not going to watch it. But for people who do watch those films, I mean, hey, good for them, because they will get a accurate Chucky that's not Mark Hamill's, but the original one. So I'm fine with it.
You are lucky that this is your first time on the show, Oscillator, because your ass would have tasted the Phantom Zone right about now. So you're lucky with that one. I give you a pass on your first show, but the next time Phantom Zone's coming, my friend.
Oh boy.
Danny, go ahead, because I already know what you say. I should give you one just because I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, go ahead and put me in the Phantom Zone. I'm about to blow it up. There's a saying that I love to use sometimes, especially at work. And that saying is just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Chucky's had its time. It was good when it first came out. It was original. It was scary. I don't have to see this again. If it comes on TV or whatever show or channel or streaming service it comes on, I probably won't watch it. I know I won't watch it if I have to pay for it. If it comes on Disney Plus and I'm bored, I might check it out. Or if it comes on HBO Max, whatever, or Netflix, since I already have that, I may check it out. But other than that, I don't have to see this again. Mark Hamill, no Mark Hamill. Whoever the first original guy was. I mean, like I said, some franchises does not have to be rebooted. This is one of them I don't think might have to be rebooted. So you can put me in the Phantom Zone.
There you go. I was just waiting for him to say I could put him in there. I'm like, there you go. It was coming. I had a
Saturday and Sunday. When you shall live.
It's okay, man. I've been hitting that Phantom Zone quite a bit now, so I'm getting used to it.
Now, if they were to drop a Nightmare on Elm Street series, I'd be all for it because
I'll stay on point.
See, okay, there's one problem with that. Robert London's not going to be in it. He has flat out said, "I'm retired."
Robert Englund, the guy who plays Freddy.
Like you said, Robert London.
I might have, because there's another guy. Maybe I did accidentally. England, though, because London, England, whatever. But he's flat out said he's not going to do it. I just cannot, for the life of me, wrap my head around anybody else doing that.
I don't.
I mean, I guess. I mean, in this world, like we've talked about in reboots and remakes, man, if you can't get Freddy right, that movie just won't fly. And I will go with what you said about the new Chucky movie. I haven't seen it, but if it doesn't if there's something about it that's off, like for instance, I hear the new Karate Kid, the newer Karate Kid, the one that has Jackie Chan in it and
Will Smith's son.
Yeah. I heard it was very good and basically follows the original. It just changes the location. But I have never seen it.
It was much more violent than the original.
That was good.
But I've heard it's good. So the thing is if they redo or if they try to do a TV series of Nightmare on Elm Street, who are you going to put in that part? Because if Freddy doesn't work, nothing works.
They already did that. That was a TV series in the 90s or whatever, 2000s.
Oh, yeah, I remember that TV series. But it was Robert Englund.
That's what I thought. It was
it was Robert Englund that played Freddy in that.
Because he's the only one that's ever played it.
No, except for the remake.
What did somebody else play in the remake?
Somebody else played him in the remake, and it was trash.
Which remake?
Huh?
It was like one after, it was a one after the one that what's the guy that died? Wes Craven.
Yeah,
Wes Craven.
one after that.
Oh, the New Nightmare one?
No. There was one after that, a remake. And
Yeah,
go ahead.
It was made by Michael Bay, starring Jackie Earl Haley as Freddy. Now, the idea of Jackie Earl Haley of being Freddy is actually a good idea because it is the same guy who played Rorschach in Watchmen, and he was awesome in that. And even though the movie was trash, he was actually the best thing about the movie, even though his face looked horrendous.
Yeah, you might be right about him being the best thing about the movie, but for me, he still wasn't Robert Englund. You know what I mean? And that's
I agree with you on that.
He's whoever it is, and I'm not saying there's no one that can do it, because I'm pretty sure there is someone that can do it.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like we always compare now, Anzo. I think Rob and John likes the first Predator. You and I prefer the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Danny Glover was just as good as Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just a different.
I agree.
Flavor on.
I agree.
Different take on how each one handled the Predator.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it has to be done properly.
I think that guy Rorschach, I think he could be good because he can play a bad guy.
I think the thing is with any of this stuff, and even this, I don't care. He can drop as many F-bombs as they allow. If the character of Chucky doesn't work, then you lose everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I haven't seen the new one. I just know that the voice that Mark Hamill lent it worked perfectly.
I love interest in Chucky when he had the female, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
They had a baby and all that
Bride
bullshit.
of Chucky.
And then they did. Yeah. You see, Bride of Chucky, I thought was just funny. It was absolutely the beginning and the end for anything that Chucky stood for, how the first movies were. I just liked it though because it was just so over the top on everything it did. They had a guy step out and the CGI was kind of crappy, and I thought that was even funny in itself. A guy steps out in front of a semi in one scene and literally gets just obliterated. And I don't know, just that whole movie was just like really funny. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe I just get a comedic kick out of it that it's gone so downhill. The first two are absolutely the best ones. The one that they released that was right before, or like the last one before this remake they did, actually brought back the original guy that played the kid from the first one.
Yeah.
And
Andy, they brought back Andy as an adult.
Yeah, and they've done it twice. He's in the first one and the third one, I think.
At the end, because he gets the package at the end.
Yeah, and then he did that other one. I give him credit for trying to return it back to its roots. It's just when you start going so far off, and this is all horror films or these types of films. Once you branch off from the main premise, once they started mixing it with Jason and other things, Jason in Space is a good example. It becomes something totally different from what it was. And
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
In my opinion, horror franchises don't have staying power.
No, they don't.
You get like 2, maybe 3, and then it start getting. They try to think outside the box, and sometimes think outside the box is the wrong thing to do.
The only thing they didn't do with
say again, Alonzo?
No, I said that I can agree with, but I'm gonna go at a different case. Paranormal Activity. Actually, right up until the last one are all pretty good.
First Saws, and then they start dragging.
Yeah.
Everybody like the Jasons, and they start dragging off. Everybody like the Halloween.
Yeah, the Halloweens, the Freddy's, absolutely.
So, they don't have staying power. They do like the first 1 or 2, maybe the third one, but then you pretty much listen. And I'm not a big horror fan, but listen to especially the Scream. I hate the Scream movies. I've never seen the first one all the way through.
I think the first one. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
You got to stick with 2. Like, what's the one? I don't mean to cut you off, but the lady, she's like stuck on this reef, and the shark won't let her leave the reef, like the 42 feet deep or something like that.
42 feet, and then there's
Now that
the
first was good,
2
but the
feet
second
deeper.
one was totally crazy. I'm like, what? At the end,
Yeah.
the girl had like the bins, and I could imagine the whole damn movie because she had the bins. It was hallucinating at the end. I'm like, really? So, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's because you see what happens, especially those type of movies. The first one, is good. What really is a straight to video kind of thing, and different.
Pleasure is the Meg. I like the Meg. I like that. I don't care what nobody says.
I like there's certain things that one and or I want it to feel like what it's supposed to be. One of my favorite and I don't even
market with them dolls though. Chucky, Annabelle. What's the latest?
Chucky was the first.
I'm saying, but they flooding the market. I
Yeah,
don't want to Annabelle and
that's
the
horror
the doll and the other.
That's just horror films, I think, in general. But
then they fuck up Fantasy Island. Oh, that pissed me off.
yeah, I don't. I was like, what the hell are they doing with that? Where basically now instead of it being your fantasies, it grabs onto your nightmares.
Yeah,
It's like, come on. Okay, I mean, if they had called it Nightmare Island, I'd been fine with that. But no, you're calling it Fantasy Island, then you're trying to say it's a movie version of the TV series. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, all these films are subject to several things. One, once it's out, everybody else wants to do one.
Originality or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Jason, I mean, there's only so many places you can go.
Mm-hmm.
So it just and it just plays out. At that point is when I want it to be
The only one
crazy.
I've seen that's really different, and I didn't seen the second, but Get Out, that was original. I have never seen none of that before.
The last
pictures and stuff, I hate
30 minutes is nuts.
that. And they be calling the walls and be calling backwards and shit.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Danny?
Huh?
No, I'll tell you what. The first time I watched that, I watched it in my studio apartment that I had out in. I don't know, maybe not out there. Anyways, I think it was in my studio apartment, and I was watching it. I was laying on my couch, and my couch sat about 15 feet away from another wall. And after I watched that movie that night, I woke up 2 or 3 times, and I had to just kind of see. I don't get scared easy.
Me neither.
But I get creeps. I get that feeling like something's watching me, something this, that. And that movie just straight up tripped me out up here in a good way. I loved it. But
the original Salem's Lot. The original Salem's Lot by Stephen King.
Mm-mm.
I'm shit. I'll be 50 next month. I ain't watching that shit. No more. That shit scared the shit out of me, and I ain't scared to say it. I don't watch that shit. And I'm a vampire lover, but that vampire movie go to a different level, boy.
The movie that did that to me was The Fourth Kind. Oh my God, that movie gave me chills when I went to bed that night after watching it, man. I was like, that's Exorcist.
Oh yeah, I don't watch that neither.
you know, The Exorcist was based off of a true story, right?
Yes.
I want to that shit far away from possible.
Mm-hmm.
When it's stuff based on a real story, again, it's something I can't get into because, like, then you have that, part of your brain going, "Man, this was real. Oh boy, if this ever happened to me."
Yeah, the Amityville, that was true too. That's up in New York.
Yeah.
And the family that movie was made about, again, dramatization, it's all movie business. But the family, as soon as they left, stated, and actually the first family didn't one of them kill them all? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Anyways, the second family that lived in that house after what that movie's about happened had similar issues. Not as bad, not as weird, but some weird shit. And the current people, I think, said that it's totally been renovated and some other things, and they've never had a problem. They said.
I would never.
The one from Exorcist. Go ahead, Dan.
I never even buy that shit. I don't care. First time you say ghosts.
Yeah, no. My family here in Kansas City actually has a castle named after them, and it was the first where we have 2 sets of families with my last name, and here in Kansas City, and it's just 2 families, and we all track back to that spot.
White people. No.
But house has a huge history and rumor of being haunted, and it's crazy some of the things that happen to the family and stuff. But the one in St. Louis, the house there, the thing about The Exorcist that was really cool was that it was actually the first official admission that the Catholic Church.
No.
What?
How the fuck is The Exorcist cool? Ain't nothing cool about that.
No. The only thing that was cool about that was when the movie was made, it was the first official documentation that the Catholic Church actually admitted to doing exorcisms. Up until that point, they had never officially admitted that they had done it.
My own exorcism. I'm gonna exercise my ass out that house, and they can keep it.
Oh, I'm the same way, dude. Man, there's sometimes I'll be in a place and I'll hear just a noise, and you're like, that is not natural. I am not going to look. I will tell you right now, every decision by every person, I don't care what color skin they got, I don't care if they're male or female, every decision you see in a freaking horror film is complete bullshit. Because I don't care. I don't care if she's got the sexiest rack in the world. I don't care if she's sexy as hell and she wants to do whatever she wants to do with me in that room.
I know some people I work with that don't look like me, and they'll be, let's go check it out.
Like, there you go. I'll be right here just in case by the door.
Somebody got to live to tell a story.
You're damn right.
Be me, bro.
Yeah. You know, it would be really weird if a realtor is, showing off the house and he's like, yeah, we just put new windows in. Oh, we got some nice tiling over here. By the way, a demon lives here. What?
Before she could finish here, I'd be out the door. Don't you want that? No, it's being reduced. Nope.
Or like I think it's Richard Pryor says they walk into the house and the house be like, get out. He's like,
okay.
Richard
Pryor, that was funny shit there. And I love Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, man. God bless his soul.
Yeah, me too, man. So we'll get on to the last topic for the day, which is Captain Marvel 2. Yeah, I know. Weren't you getting someone in one of your streams the other day, Danny, kept telling you talk about Captain Marvel 2?
Yeah. I was like, huh? What are you talking about?
They're saying Captain Marvel 2, Captain Marvel. Danny's like, listen, I don't know what's going on with no Captain Marvel 2.
I don't know.
Here you go. So Marvel Studio reportedly has some pretty major plans for Captain Marvel 2 that will set up more new characters. It is reported that it will be a mini Avengers film. In addition, it is believed that the highly anticipated sequel will introduce Miss Marvel, aka Kamala Khan. If that wasn't enough, it also believed that Captain Marvel 2 will feature more of Earth's mightiest heroes. It's unclear which characters will be involved. After hearing this news, are you excited for Captain Marvel 2? Danny, take it away.
I'm excited, but not for the reason you think. I'm excited because whenever a Marvel movie comes out, I'm happy to see it because I am a fan of comic book movies, not necessarily Marvel, DC, Image, whatever, sci-fi, Star Wars, Star Trek. I'm a fan of all that stuff. So when one comes out, I'm excited just because of that content, that material, that particular franchise. Captain Marvel, I don't hate her, but I ain't in love with her like some people are. The movie wasn't that terrible to me, but it also it's not gonna make my top 10. They're gonna introduce some of the other of Earth's mightiest heroes. I don't have a problem with it. They're gonna introduce this Miss Marvel. That's gonna bring a new fan base to Marvel, which is only gonna make that stronger. So I don't have a problem with that either. As long as the story is good, as long as it ties to the existing one of John's terms, continues the world building. I'm cool with it. I'm gonna say this again. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I think that Black Widow, whenever it comes out, is going to change and retcon certain aspects of Endgame. I just think it's going to happen. Then this right here, if it comes out afterward, it's just going to do the same thing. And everybody, I'm gonna give you an example. Everybody talks about how DC has the power to retcon and do stuff by Flashpoint. The same thing can be said with Doctor Strange 2. he can retcon stuff by different going to different altered universe or some kind of crazy spell happen, or he got to do something to save this particular universe when it changes that universe. So as long as they do it, it ain't even got to be intelligent. As long as they do it and it's cool and it's fun, I'm not one of these trigonometry damn fans that gotta know every aspect of it and make sure that A connects to B and B to C and C to D and so forth. As long as the shit is fun and exciting, you don't have to necessarily make sense. As long as it's special effects on point, it makes me stand up and say, "Oh my God!" Because I'm telling you, why Endgame will always be my number one is Captain America catching that damn hammer. Was
Avengers Assemble, all that stuff had to happen.
So I don't know how the hell they're gonna top that, but if they can top that or make me feel the same way I felt when I heard that and saw that, then I'm cool with it. So if Captain Marvel can deliver that, then I will buy what Kevin Feige and Marvel is selling.
Would you be excited if you heard like some of the X-Men, like Rogue was going to be in it or something like that?
I'd be very excited.
Okay. And Mr. Knight?
I'm with Danny. I mean, if it's Marvel, I'm gonna go watch it. I didn't buy into the whole, oh, this movie's gonna be crap when all the people were talking crap about Captain Marvel. I don't think it was a bad movie. It's definitely not the best Marvel movie. It's between two movies that made buco bucks that everybody wanted to see, and it got the money it got because it was in between those two movies. And they also sold us with the thought that it was going to add something to what we were going to see, and it really didn't. It was more of a retrospective look at everything that happened before what we've already seen happen.
It was kind of like an afterthought, but afterthought.
Yeah, it's like let's give them some,
can't be mad.
Yeah, let's give them some exposition on what we've talked about. We're going to tell him how, we're going to show how he got the Avengers name. We're going to show him how this happened or how this happened.
I got messed up and stuff, which was crap, but
yeah, I mean, exactly. But I mean, overall, it was a decent movie. I was okay with it. So Miss Marvel, I think we've all heard is going to be the little girl that was hit, the pilot
and the first Captain America. I mean, first Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, well, Miss Marvel is supposed to be I guess they were going to give the part to the.
Right, but in the comic book, I think she's like Indian or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how they're going to play that. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't play it like that. But why do you have to give Captain Marvel a mini Avengers movie? I mean, okay, throw one or two extra people in there that might show up. That's okay. But if it's a Captain Marvel movie, then the Captain Marvel character should be able to handle it by herself or by themselves. Whatever character the movie's about, Dark World, for instance, didn't have some other comic book character come into it to save it from being whatever some people think is a bad movie. So why does Captain Marvel need more superheroes in it? If it's a Captain Marvel movie, let's keep it Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel, fine, because that plays into that series. If you're going to make an Avengers movie where Captain Marvel has a major part, then you need to make it Avengers 5 or whatever you want to call it. Wait for that. You don't have to do it in this movie. But I will be excited for any Marvel movie until I go and see it and see that it's crap. That's how I look at all movies. I went to see Terminator Dark Fate, and everybody was talking crap on that. When I got done watching it, I came out of it, and I was like, you know what? It doesn't kill anything that was set in stone. It's a movie. What? It doesn't, because it's a time movie. All of these things you watch, every movie is a new timeline.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
I think it was fine.
No, it makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, we'll discuss that one day. But Austinator, what do you think?
All right. So my thing is, I am not excited. Well, I'm not saying I'm not excited, but I'm not necessarily amped for this next phase of Marvel movies, mainly for the simple fact it's just a lot of these films, just to me, they feel unnecessary with some of them. Like Black Widow should have came out, in the
phase
where
one
Captain
or phase 2.
Yeah, or at least where Captain Marvel came out.
Yeah.
Leave Captain Marvel till later. And that And then you have the Eternals, which I'm not excited for. I'm not excited for Shang-Chi. I'm excited for a couple movies. Like, I'm excited for the Doctor Strange movie. I'm excited for Blade, if that's coming out in this phase. I'm excited for Spider-Man 3, and I'm excited for some other movies. With Captain Marvel 2, the problem is the first Captain Marvel movie did not excite me. I came out of it going like, like it's probably the most mediocre movie I ever watched. Like it's not a horrible movie, but it's one of those movies where you forget about it. It's and now with this one, they're going to add more characters. And to me, that does not excite me either, because if you need more characters to be put in your solo film, that shows how little faith the studio has in your character if they're like, well, we need to add more characters in there to make sure our movie's good. That's not a good thing to me. Now, am I saying I'm not going to be excited if Miss Marvel doesn't come in? No, I will be excited. It's just, again, it's just not the right time to do it, and it's not the right movie. You can maybe have one character as like a side character, like if that's what they're doing with Miss Marvel, fine. But if you're gonna put X-Men characters in there, I'll be like, okay, really? Like, to me, they need to first show a trailer to get me excited, because usually Marvel can get me excited with a trailer, depending on if it's done well. But sometimes some trailers aren't done very well. Like, take the first trailer of Venom, for example. That trailer I couldn't get into it, because I'm like, well, where's Venom? But usually with the MCU stuff, they always excite me no matter what it is, because sometimes the trailer's good and the movie's bad. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp, for example. I did not like Ant-Man and the Wasp, but the trailer was good. And with Captain Marvel, I'm somewhat excited for it, but at the same time, I'm going to go into it with reservations, because the first one just did not do it for me.
Go ahead, Danny.
I agree with what you said on some aspects of it, but if they don't introduce some popular characters, they could have a badass villain. I don't want to see a villain the same caliber as you saw in Captain Marvel 1. Well, I'm going to be pissed off, but if it's the same caliber villain, but they got 3 or 4 quality X-Men, I'll be happy. But to see her fight someone of the same caliber style villain that they had in the first one, I don't want to see that in part 2.
No, I agree with that. And like, I don't know what kind of villain you can do in the second one. Like, what villains does Captain Marvel have for a second Captain Marvel movie? Unless they maybe use like an X-Men villain, like an obscure one, or someone that hasn't been done before. Like, that's just my thing with the newer superhero films, is like, I don't want to see villains that I've seen before, because either they're more like frequently, like, let's take, for example, Joker. I'm sick and tired of seeing Joker in Batman films, because he's done too much. I want to see more villains like Deathstroke, or, hey, you can maybe redo Two-Face, Riddler, something like that. But
I think that if the only villain they could bring back is maybe Ronan the Accuser before he gets killed, or they could bring back the guy that she spared that trained her. Maybe he come back and he augment himself, and he's kind of like the Super Scroll or whatever, some superpower. I can't think of their names.
Kree.
Maybe he's some superpower Kree or something. So maybe he went back to the planet and then had some kind of experiment done on him, and now he's superpowered and he's coming back full of revenge. They maybe could do something like that. But
that's the main guy that turned out being bad.
Yeah. Now, for me, I mean, if they're gonna put in, like, do a mini X-Men or new mini Avengers movie, they have to have a good villain. You're absolutely right, Dan. They can't have no generic mediocre villain, because what's the sense of having someone that Captain Marvel could be able to beat by herself?
Yeah. Well, Danny and I have talked about Secret War, and according to a lot of things I've heard, that on Disney Plus they're getting ready to start a series called The Secret War, and that was the Kree and the Skrulls and the Kree. And currently what we have in the universe that is MCU is a reverse of what we have in the comic book universe, which is the Kree are bad.
The Kree are good in the comic book, and the Skrulls are bad.
Yeah. So I have a feeling with the fact that they got this Secret War thing coming out, and some of the end credit scenes, like when we see the Skrulls are actually who Nick Fury was in the movie. It was actually the Skrulls, not Nick Fury himself. They kind of hint that they're trying to infiltrate.
They're building sword up there. That's what they're building. Instead of shield,
they're trying to kind of make it look like they're infiltrating. So I think it'd be a nice switch that if they keep on that storyline with Captain Marvel too, and if they do, they could bring who was the one that's in like a couple of the other movies that
Ronan the Accuser.
Yeah, the Accuser. If they bring him back in this, that'd be kind of good. I think there's things that they could do, and you could add maybe one or two more superheroes into it. You could bring the Guardians of the Galaxy into it.
Fuck no.
I mean, I don't know.
This would be a good way they can introduce Doom to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying there's things you could do.
But he be the kind of like the puppeteer orchestrating stuff. Kind of like how Thanos was with Loki. They can show him orchestrating the Skrulls or the Kree or whatever. I wouldn't be mad at that. Then transition Doom to the big picture. I don't want to see him on TV. I want to see him on the big screen.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, there's Marvel with the way they've set things up. If they continue doing things the way they've been doing them, and if Feige has his hands on it, I think you'll get more good movies than you'll get bad movies. I think
I agree.
And I think that there's plenty of places they can go. And it's why I always say the DC EU has they have a much better storylines that they can go with. They just haven't found that guy that can put it all together and say, here's your blueprint, go off of this, and then you'll be in a great spot.
I think if Zack Snyder cut is the success everybody thinks it's going to be, he's going to be offered that job at DC like Kevin Feige is at Marvel.
And I don't know how many people want that. I don't know. I could care less. I just want to see good DC movies. That's what I want to see, because that's what we get with Marvel. It's great to go see a Marvel movie because even if it's bad, it's not bad. It's just not as good as the others.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, I love The Incredible Hulk. I watched it again the other night. I still like that movie. I still like the original Hulk movie. It's not as good as the others and whatever. But I like those movies. And I like the world building, as John says. It just works well.
The first Hulk was trash.
Yeah, the first one was trash, but it's not part of the universe.
Well, no, but what's funny is I've looked it up, and it still states that the Incredible Hulk is technically, because Universal Pictures had to be a part of it, they actually consider it a direct sequel to the Hulk.
I've heard that too. So
as the MCU goes, it is not a part of the MCU. But even if you watch the beginning, even though some of the scenes how he gets infected, it does kind of play off of that. And if you watch the movie, you get the feel that has happened. So but I just like what Marvel has done, and as long as Kevin Feige has his hands on it, I'm pretty sure, even if it's not the best movie in the world, Captain Marvel 2 will be a movie that would be worth going to see.
Yeah, I don't think any Marvel movie is not really worth going to see. You know what I mean? They're all worth going to see. It's just, will it be good? That's all.
Yeah.
My thing is with Captain Marvel 2, however, is that from what it's saying is that what the thing said basically, or what the rumors are going around is that they're bringing all these characters to set up other films. That can be a blessing, but at the same time it can
could be a problem.
Yeah, like I'll give you a couple of examples. Like with Iron Man 2, that film was basically a trailer for the Avengers. You had all that, and the film wasn't that good. Now, and then let's take another example, like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where that film was basically setting up a Sinister Six movie, and that movie, I will say, even though I like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the film overall wasn't spectacular, and it can sometimes hurt your universe or your film. So it's one of those things where it can be a good thing because, like with the MCU, they usually don't do it that bad, but it's also something that they should take into account. Like, it can work, but at the same time, it has to be written well in order for it to even make sense.
I agree with you 100%. And with that, we're going to sign out, but I just had to show this up here for Danny. So, Danny, who's your new Spider-Man now?
Yeah.
Ain't Toby.
Huh?
No, there's several. I mean, there's a ton of articles about it. I mean, it's not like me and the stuff I'm trying to find for Anzo. This is definitive. I mean, there is absolutely no question that he has said this, because there's at least, I sent the search one to you too. And if you click on that, if you open that search, show them that, and you'll see the first 4 or 5 are all Andrew Garfield suggests so and so. That's crazy.
Okay, I guess I'm going to Tom Holland now.
Oh, he goes to Tom Holland. Wow, he can't even.
Wow, Danny didn't even, just because he didn't want to go with me, so he's saying Tom, right? Okay, that's all good.
No,
Change that. I'm going to Nicholas Hammond. He's my favorite.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, Danny.
No, I want to say this before everything ends. I want to say that after The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I know I said this a few times, but from what I heard they were going to do with The Amazing Spider-Man 3, I am glad they did not do it, because they were going to adapt the worst comic book storyline of all time, the Clone Saga. And if they did that,
Ben Riley?
Yeah.
That would have been pretty cool.
I mean, it would be cool. Well, I wouldn't say it wouldn't be cool. I would just say, because if you look at it from a comic, let's look at it from a certain point of view, is that the Clone Saga was originally supposed to, reboot Spider-Man, where they were going to have a new Spider-Man. It was going to bring him back, but then that didn't work. And then they made a lot of dumb decisions where it just didn't work. It was kind of a mess. And that's what kind of scares me about the Clone Saga, is they were going to bring back Gwen and George Stacy. I don't know if they were going to bring back Ben Riley, because, again, I don't know if these rumors are true, but a lot of the rumors have it that they're going to bring back Gwen, they're going to bring back George Stacy, people that died. And to me, it's like, it kind of scares me, because if Sony could not do Venom right in Spider-Man 3, how are they going to adapt that?
I don't think Sony misstepped with Venom. I think Venom is from a different perspective. Is in a different alternate universe. That's how I look at it, because he definitely ain't the Venom that we're accustomed to seeing in the comic books or on the cartoons. I just think it's an alternate version of Venom. That's how I take it. I don't take it as Eddie Brock, because Eddie Brock don't even know anything about Peter Parker on this earth. So that's the way that I'm looking at it.
Well, not yet, but how are they going to do it? Because the talks
they can do that easily. They can do it through the Madam Web, and she's going to do like the Spider Wars, and she transfers Peter Parker over there, and then they meet, and then how I would do it is that Eddie Brock and Venom have some kind of tiff, and for briefly in the movie, the symbiote bonds with Peter Parker. And then him and Eddie make up, and when he goes back to Eddie, he has a spider thing on his back and his chest and all this kind of stuff. That's how I would do it. It's easy fix.
Yeah, Wanda. If they're gonna do that, they could do it with WandaVision for sure. Plus, there's these multiverses that are going on, so it's easy
Mhm.
for them to get Spider-Man into the Venom series. Like I said, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it as a Venom from the comics. I looked at it as its own thing. You know, I did too.
I
Yeah.
definitely think they got Andy Serkis, Woody Harrison going to be in it. I think Venom 2 is going to be awesome.
I
I
hope
could be
so.
wrong. I could be wrong, but
I,
I'm more excited about that than any other movie now. Really,
I'm
that
excited.
Morbius.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying that Morbius got me what I want to see. I don't too much care about Shang-Chi. I don't too much care about the Eternals because I haven't seen anything on it. But based on what I know, I think that Morbius is going to be good, and I'm thinking that Venom 2 is going to be good.
I want to see those, and I'm excited because here's the thing. I don't know if it's going to be this year, next year, whenever. I know Sony Pictures is going to go and get sold here before long, and when that does, I hope that the people who are coming up with the Spider-Man ideas and the Spider-Verse ideas with Sony go with it. I hope they go over and help Marvel and become a part of the Marvel group, because what Sony's group has done is start up some really cool ideas that could be incorporated into the
I
Marvel
agree.
universe.
I agree.
But I do believe, and I know people are like, well, you said that Sony isn't the one that made it $1 billion, Spider-Man movie. They didn't. I guarantee you it made $1 billion because Disney had their hands in it, but it's still the Sony people who have come up with the stories we're getting and what we're seeing.
I don't
And
know based on how long this thing going to go. Disney may not have enough money to buy Sony because
well,
everybody.
man, I don't know if the Trade Commission would let it go. Man, you got to start thinking that that's borderline becoming a monopoly. Because I mean, they just bought 20th Century Fox. They go buy Sony, and why would you buy Sony when the only thing you're really interested in with Sony is Spider-Man, and you're going to get it for free?
Anybody else that buys not going to sell you Spider-Man. So you got to
No,
get
no, no,
right.
no, no, no. Once Sony sells, in the contract when they bought the rights for Spider-Man, Marvel stated that if Sony sells, that the property of Spider-Man and all of its characters and everything revert back to Marvel.
I haven't seen that.
So
I think that's true though.
when it reverts back to Marvel, Disney owns it. Why is Disney going to spend money on something that they're going to own? They either play the game and have this little deal with Sony as long as Sony owns it, and then as soon as Sony sells, boom, it comes back to them and they're right where they want to be.
Gotcha.
Well, and also, like, what is Disney going to do with a lot of the Sony properties anyway? Like, are they going to be like, oh, we're going to make an emoji movie too? I'm like, if Disney ever did that, why? They're not going to make any money because the first one was awful. And also, Disney buying Smurfs. Now, see, that I could see. That I could possibly see.
I ain't here, but Sony owns Columbia Pictures, Destination Film,
Yep.
Madhouse, Screen Gems.
But I just don't think that Disney has any want of anything of theirs except for the Spider-Verse. I don't know. I could be wrong. Danny, you're not putting anything out there that isn't a possibility, because everybody thinks Disney's down and out because of this whole thing going on in the world right now. They're not.
Well, according to them, they own 5 major franchises.
Yeah.
Anaconda, Charlie's Angels, Dragon Tattoo Store. I don't know what the hell that is. They own Jumanji, and they own Spider-Man.
Well, and Ghostbusters.
I don't see this on that list though.
Columbia Pictures released Ghostbusters, and Sony and Paul Feig were the ones that did the 2016 one, and they're also the ones that are working with Ivan Reitman and his son to do the new one.
Gotcha.
I really don't want Disney to get a hold of Ghostbusters, but I mean, you're not, like I said, Danny, you're not saying anything that isn't a very, very real possibility. I just know the major players I've heard is I think T-Mobile or something like that, AT&T and Apple. I think are the three big ones I've heard.
Sony owned Karate Kid too.
Yep, because that was Columbia Pictures too, I think.
Men in Black.
Yeah,
Which
Sony
one?
owns a lot. Men in Black.
Yeah, I mean they all. I mean they have franchises, but I mean Sony wants to sell it because all it is it's a losing proposition for them all the way around. Sony makes money from their movie or from their music catalog. They own the rights to, well, I don't know. They might still own the majority rights to the Beatles catalog and a ton of other people's. Michael Jackson's, I think they own the property rights to that. Their music division is what keeps Sony afloat.
They ain't
Not
giving
their
that
movie.
Right.
Definitely not. All right, guys. So we hit a little bit over the hour mark, so we're going to close it up. Going to let you guys tell the people where they can find you one last time before we go. I'm going to start it off with Mr. Danny Green.
Danny Green can be found a couple nights a week here with Anzo. Monday nights at 9, tonight at 9, Tuesday nights, Saturday afternoons at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Square One, which is our sports channel that we talk strictly sports. On Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you find the three of us, me, Chris, and Anzo, the Rule of Three, where we talk about mainly pop culture stuff, Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever the questions may be. The magical wheel spins and allows us to talk about. And then 2 hours later, Equilibrium, where we mainly talk about Stargirl, which is a fantastic show. I think it's maybe 3 more episodes to the season finale. And just thank you for your support. Thank you. Please keep subscribing. Also, you can catch me and Anzo just about maybe 4 or 5 times nights a week. Storms Live, which we probably be jumping on next. Ain't no telling what we talk about over there. That's a wild show. But if you get a chance to follow us, man, on anything, one show tickles your fancy, please subscribe. Please give us a thumb up, and please hit the notification bell because we don't want you to miss any material that we upload.
Excellent. Couldn't have said it better. Mr. Chris Knight, tell the people where they can find you.
Well, yeah, guys, you can go over to the Real Review 3000 and find me over there. Of course, like Danny said, on Monday nights, the Chaotic Conversation over on his channel, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here on Tuesdays on Big and Forward Entertainment at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Khaos List. And then on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel, The Real Review 3000. And all of these are also on Chaos Central. That's the Rule of Three. I do the weekly Rumble, which we're going to have Anzo on this week. I'm glad to have him on. It's been a while. I've talked to him about it, but I'm finally getting him on there. It's going to be fun. And I am going to be bringing back next week my Gospel According to Chris, and then I have the weekly wrap-up. I do gaming streams, pop culture, music reviews, just tons of stuff, guys. So check it out. If you like what you see and you're not subscribed, please subscribe.
Yes, sir. And now for the final person on the panel, a special guest we had today, Austinator. Tell the people one last time where they can find you.
Yeah, what's up, guys, in the chat? You guys can find me on Twitter at theaustinator17, where sometimes I retweet, sometimes I like, sometimes I post. You never know. You can find me on Discord at The Austinator, and you can find me on my channel, The Austinator, where I'm trying to reach my goal of 50 subscribers. My channel, it's fun over there. I do live discussions sometimes where I review films. Maybe I rank some things. I don't know. Maybe I'll read fan fiction. You know, it's a kind of a mixed bag over there. You guys should go check that out.
Excellent. So I want to appreciate everybody for watching the show. I much appreciate it. Thank you for checking out the channel. Like I said, Bigger Forward Entertainment. All the shows that Danny said, I'll be on with him, so no need to repeat that stuff. I appreciate you guys coming in, and Austinator, thanks for coming on. Much appreciated.
No problem.
And guys, say peace, because we are out.
Peace.